которые строят коллаген. А коллаген — это не только крепкие кости,
но и изящные ногти. Я сильная и красивая. И это вижу не только я. Кальцимин Адванс.
Байер.
Really nice kind of background here, which I'm guessing is Metropolis because you can kind of see of him surrounded by versus Superman. And it actually a pretty good kind of depth to the package. It's pretty nice. And then on the back, you got various warnings and contact. Then on the inside, you got another image of the figure within. You got the Superman name going across, and then you got the cast and crew responsible for making it. So let's get this guy out here and see how cool he actually is. Guys, so here we have Superman from Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice opened up and out of his packaging. And Hot Toys and their sculptors here have once again really impressed me. It seems time and time again I kind of screwed up. There are two versions of this. You can get the regular retail version, which comes with everything that you see here, or there is the Sideshow exclusive version, which comes with a small light up piece of kryptonite. Now, when I pre-ordered mine, I goofed up and I didn't order the one with the kryptonite. The price for this compared to that exclusive one is the exact same. So what I will say is that exclusive version is what you currently have on the figure. ML is put in there. Flight extra wrist pegs. You got the little seat clamp thing. Definitely something that is used enough for the display. Will kind of merge the actual display stand. You kind of see it and it's like, but a lot of us collect would be nice if they, threw us a bone and gave us that in a just standard display stand. But coming to the figure himself, again, this guy looks incredible. The likeness on here is absolutely terrific. Now, the first one really wasn't all that bad. It was a little bit more specific to how he looked in that film, and of course, that was a couple years ago. Times changed, Henry Cavill gets a little bit thinner, a little bit more bulky, and this figure really does replicate that. A lot has been changed on this guy from the previous one that really does do a much better job of accurately capturing how he looks modern day. Now, first taking a look at his head sculpt, that portrait absolutely looks incredible. What I like that they did here was, in keeping a slightly neutral pose, they did give him some expression. I mean, you kind of can see the little, creases right above, his nose. I mean, the eye look. All of it just comes together and gives a very stern and determined look on him, which really does suit this character. The hair sculpt actually looks really good as well. He's got that very nice black color going on there. One thing that, and it's just the kind of look in general, is I really do miss the little curl of hair coming down. About the underwear on the outside of the pants, kind of look, but that little curly Q was kind of iconic for me. But you can see real great detail. I like what they did here with the Superman emblem as well. And I'll bring in the old one to kind of give you a comparison, but this one just looks a lot nicer. The suit also has a little bit darker of a texture. You can see that it does still have those weird kind of ripple things kind of going. I zoom it in here so that you can see that, get as close as I possibly can before. Looks like he's got it for sure. Then you got some really nice piping done here on the outside here. You can see kind of like where his belt would be. You got the little dot right there for it. You come down here, those pipings come all the way down his actual thigh and go around to the back of his knee. You got that up here on his gauntlets as well. And then you come around here to the back, real great cape on here. This has a very heavy duty feel to it, so it absolutely feels like it flows and drapes a lot better than the other one did. That's really interesting because it wasn't something that I disliked on the previous one, but was something that I noticed instantly when I got my hands on this one. There's a good deal of heft on here and it just drapes very, very nicely. You come down here to his boots, very similar boot design that he has. They did change something on the inside here, which is a little bit unfortunate, which causes it to crease right here. I'm honestly not a big fan of that. Coming in to get a little bit of a closer look at that, you can see that what they basically have, and you can feel it right here, is there is a bit of a gap between the shin and it kind of tucks in as bad as this one. I have to futz with it a little bit to kind of get it looking good, but you can see it does stay there, and it doesn't look as good as it could. That's probably the biggest downfall itself. Has been shrunken down a little, and I think this one looks a little bit better. One thing I'm also noticing is the bottom section here, this gets a little bit more rounded, whereas this is a little bit more straight. So the overall look for this, I think, goes back to that more classic style Superman logo, which I do prefer. You can also see one of the biggest problems that the first figure had that a lot of people complain about was the way that the neck was in relation to where the logo is. I think this looks a lot better. And you're also seeing along the side lines and such, get the here a little bit, it's rounded here, whereas this one is now square. Then coming down, one thing I'm also noticing is that the new version has massive thighs. I mean, that version looks better. And then also the articulation, if you had the other one, you basically have the same level of rotation would be about here. That goes a little bit further than that with that extra bend. Then you come down to the wrists. The wrists rotate, they move forward and back. I do really like how the actual gauntlets here are a part of the actual suit, whereas the other one I didn't show the action there, and then straight something like that of that Batman. Outstanding job of this little Duke comes out, I'll do the exact same thing. So I'm not one of those collectors that feels that, you know, Hot Toys is gouging the previous figure. Once again, I want to thank you for tuning in to a review of mine. And as always, until next time, I'll talk to you later.